Just waiting for the new season of American Horror Story. I thought it was starting the 20th of September. You know, yeah. NYC sucked. Maybe it doesn't suck, actually. I don't know. Like, I have a tendency to judge, like, American Horror Story seasons just by the first episodes. And that's really a not fair way to do it because they tend to go, like, all off the rails. Today, sorry about my throat. I think it's September. God, it could be September 11th. I don't even know. Wonder if I can. No, September is September 10th. My mental health has been staggeringly bad, like astonishingly bad, especially for this time of year. Usually it's not this bad around the end of summer. And I felt like I was having a really good time, like that things were going really good, and I was feeling really good, and everything was fine. And then after I looked back in hindsight, like I was clearly in a manic episode, like so obviously in a manic episode, like making decisions that I shouldn't have made, doing things that I would have never done. And now I'm swinging, the pendulum is swung the opposite direction. And I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do anything. I want to sleep. I just want to sleep, and that's it. I don't want to do anything. And it fucking sucks, man. You know, it really sucks. That's all. Freddy, you either have to stay in or go out. There's no in between. Come on, sleepy face. Freddy's gonna stay in here and taunt you, apparently. No. No, you have to stay in. Did you just get water on your face?
pinky.
So I want to talk to you guys about my favorite fragrances to wear to bed. They're mostly, these I would mostly classify as cold weather fragrances, but I wear them to bed year round, and most of them are pretty well loved. So I'm going to start with the two here that I use the most, and then I'll go on to the others. You can see several are from Dua. We'll talk about all of them. So this is Chocolate Greedy from Montal. I got bored one day and I peeled all the stickers off of them. It's still on the top, but I put this up here. I peeled it off the bottom. I got crazy with this. This is the one I use the most often at bedtime. This was a 100 ml bottle. I took the cap off to measure it fairly recently, and I believe it's like about, I would say probably 30 ml left. Yeah, the scent is just so like powdery, chocolatey, and cozy. I actually spray this on my bed, like blankets and stuff, more so than on myself, because it just makes like a really cozy little cocoon. And I'm sorry the flash is reflecting so badly. The one I wear on my body to bed the most often is Dua's Angelic Elixir. This is, of course, the dupe for Kilian's Angel Share. But yeah, this one I've used pretty much, I've used up the whole bottle. By the end of this year, I will have used up the whole bottle. I love the smell of this. It's so spicy. It's like spicy and boozy and just so good. In this particular blend, I think the Dua, like the Dua DNA, I guess you would say, really works in this. Actually, I think it really works in all of them that I'm going to show you. But this is my favorite from them. I do think obviously the original Angel Share is better, but for a fragrance that I only wear at bedtime, I don't have any interest in spending that kind of money. I will probably repurchase this in the future, but I have some other ones that I want to wear for a while before I do that. That one of those other ones being the Mancera Tonka Cola. Now, it's strange because the Montal Mancera DNA is not, I'm not a fan of it in most fragrances, but some of them I just find like that it really works for me. And this one is one of those. Like, it's got the fizzy with the cola, and it's sweet, it's fizzy, but then the tonka and the other ingredient notes, like, they just are so warm and enveloping. This is probably one of my new favorite fragrances. I just put the literal whole cap up my nose, but whatever. So I'm gonna do a more in-depth review on this particular scent. Then we have Acro Bake. I showed this in a haul, or what's new in my perfume collection, and this one is just, it's so powdery, lemony, gourmand that it's not a fragrance I feel comfortable wearing like out and about, but wrapped up at bedtime, nighttime, when I'm home, you know, just hanging out, this is beautiful. So cozy, so comfortable to wear, so easy to wear. Like, when you catch whiffs of yourself, it's so pleasant. I'm super invested in this. I feel like I've made a pretty dent. This is a 30 ml decant, and I feel like I've made a pretty good dent so far. And then the last two that are from Dua, this one is Queen of Spades, which is Dua's take on Serre Joff Pica Dama. And I actually own Pico Dama as well. I purchased it after I bought Queen of Spades, and I liked Queen of Spades so much that I wanted to get the original. But it's a heavy bottle, it's big, and it's doesn't store, like, it's just a giant, it's just a big ass, you know what Xerjoff bottles look like. It's a big ass 100 ml Xerjoff bottle. So I keep this smaller 30 ml dupe out to wear casually. This is a really intense fragrance. It's got a very heavy, powdery, musky, vintage floral feel to it that is not for everyone. It's not even in the frame. This is not for everyone. The Duo DNA does work with this type of vintage, like, heavy fragrance, this type of styling of fragrance, because it is like compatible with that more Middle Eastern style. And this is a Russian exclusive. It's obviously you can get it outside of Russia, but for Xerjoff, so it is a more heavy. I know that's not a popular term, but it's the only thing I can think of to describe the type of fragrance that it is. Anyway, I do wear it to bed because it feels like you're being held by, like, your grandma. Like, it feels like you're being, like, held by a comforting older woman. And it's just, sometimes you just need that feeling of, like, a perfume hug. And so, yeah, Queen of Spades or Pico Dama, if you want to go that route, definitely for someone who prefers a heavier vintage style fragrance. And then this is Lion Duo, which is their version of Chanel's Le Lion, and that is in the Extras de Chanel, I believe, collection. And this one is newer, but I've put a pretty good dent in it. This is a super powdery amber with a heavy vintage vibe. In my opinion, it also feels quite comfortable and a lot like getting a hug from someone that you love, like maybe someone who had passed on, or somebody wrapping you up in their arms and just giving you a warm hug. And to me, these, like, amber vintage floral type of scents really give off that vibe. Like, even something like Chanel number 5, or like fragrances like that people call, like, old lady scents. Like, they feel to me very cozy and very very calming. So I really like to wear them at bedtime or just around the house, or when I'm not planning on wanting to have a certain vibe or anything like that, because they can be too much. Like, they can be a little bit too much, especially in hot weather. I wear them year round to bed, so that probably really doesn't make a difference for me in these. But I'm wanting to film a video about my favorite perfumes in my collection, and so I thought I would share my favorite bedtime perfumes so that you can see, like, how even though maybe my favorite perfumes don't get as much wear as some of these other ones with pretty heavy dents, like, they're still, like, these are being worn for a specific purpose, and I wouldn't call them favorites because I wouldn't wear them, I wouldn't reach for them outside of very specific times. Anyway, I hope that made sense. I am going to go now. It's the end of the month, so I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.